All right. The first bit of a movie news that we have for you. Apparently, Max they're thinking about rolling out a feature where they put CNN alerts over the show or movie that you're watching. What do you think about that? I think that'd be annoying as shit.
Yeah, I think it is. Every time I watch HBO Max, that comes on, I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, they haven't implemented it yet.
Let's implement. Well, it's something like that, but it catches me off guard.
If you were watching a show, would you want a news alert to pop up over it?
Hell no.
That'd be annoying, man. That'd be so. It's already getting annoying with all these streaming services and the raising prices and doing like this thing where you can't watch it from different at different households and whatnot. Sometimes you want to share shit, Now they're thinking about implementing this. Supposedly they said they'll only do it for like really important things, like say if a terrorist attack were to happen, which it could be a good idea, but hopefully they don't start just putting any old headline up there like. Some bullshit celebrity story or something. That would be really, really annoying. But I mean, if you use sparingly, I think it could be okay. But I do not want that. Would you agree?
100%.
Definitely. All right. Next bit of movie news. Apparently, the director of the Weird Al biopic, Eric Appel, says that he would be down to do a biopic about Paul Rubens. That would be amazing, and it wouldn't be a joke one like the Weird Al one. It would be like a serious, Paul Rubens biopic. Would that be amazing?
Oh, yes, 100%. I give it a thumbs up.
That'd be cool to see, like the story behind Paul Rubens and the creation of Pee-wee. We talked about that in our episode, our tribute to Paul Rubens episode, which you can check out on our channel. But yeah, that'd be amazing. He says he has an actor in mind as well. You've seen the Weird Al story on Roku, right?
Oh yeah, the one with Daniel Radcliffe?
Yeah. So apparently in that movie, you remember the pool party at Dr. Demento's house where you see all those celebrities and whatnot?
Oh yeah.
There's an actor who plays Pee Wee Herman. So apparently that person is part of the Lonely Island comedy group. They do like music parodies and whatnot with Andy Samberg. So apparently he would get him to reprise his role as Paul Rubens. His name is Jorma Taccone. I don't know. This is for anyone that's watching this podcast. Here's a side by side. Not side by side, but here's a picture of Jorma Taccone as Pee Wee. What do you think? Do you think he could pull it off if he were to do like a serious version of this?
Oh yeah, he would definitely pull it off. He has the look. He has the voice. He has the artistic quality.
Yeah, hopefully he can do it for more than just a little cameo. That'd be interesting though. Let's see if this movie comes to fruition. I think that'd be amazing. The picture's funny though. For anyone watching this on YouTube, is behind him you can see what's his name? Tiny Tim, the guy who played the ukulele. Anyway, not to get too off topic here. All right. Moving on. Ron Perlman. He said this time and time again, but he said that he would return as Hellboy to finish a Hellboy trilogy with Guillermo del Toro. Would you love to see a third installment of the Ron Perlman Hellboy?
Oh, definitely. I would love to see that actor in action back again.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting up there in age, but the things they could do with CGI and whatnot. I mean, even back then, when he was playing Hellboy, what was that? It's like 2004 or something?
2004.
They gave him like those, those prosthetic abs and whatnot. So, they can work some movie magic and make him look fighting ready and whatnot. And then, he's still great. He's still a great actor. He could pull it off. Would you agree?
100%. All
right. Our next bit of movie news. A new Rebel Wilson movie is on the horizon called Bride Hard. That's going to be interesting. So apparently, it's going to be like an action flick. So Bride Hard stars Rebel Wilson as a badass secret agent who is a force to be reckoned with as a mercenary group takes hostage her best friend's lavish wedding. The indie feature is actually going to be allowed to go forward with some kind of agreement with the with the guild and whatnot. It's 'cause even though there's a writers and actor strike going on, they're actually able to work out an agreement where they can make this film go forward. That's kind of interesting, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, we don't have new content really coming out. I mean, obviously stuff that was already filmed. They're releasing it, but it's gonna be nice to have something new. And a good thing they were able to work out some kind of deal, where they can get paid fairly, hopefully, and something new will come out. So good luck to them. The movie has a lot of stars in it as well. It's going to have Anna Camp. Of course, I don't know if you've seen the Pitch Perfect movie. She was in that. It's going to have Justin Hartley, Anna Chlumsky, Stephen Dorff, and more. There's going to be a whole bunch of famous faces in there. So I don't know. Well, I got to check it out. Maybe see if it's going to be good. Does it sound interesting?
Definitely, it sounds interesting.
Yes, definitely. All right. Our next bit of there's the actors that I just mentioned there on our next slide. Anyway, let's move on to our next bit of movie news. The new Exorcist movie. Have you seen the trailer for the new Exorcist movie?
Oh yeah, I have seen it, and it looks creepy as hell. But actually, fun fact, my dad took my mom to see the first one back in the 70s back then, and then she's like, ah!
Did she faint? I heard a lot of people fainted in the theater.
I didn't hear about that, but I don't know if my dad's going to see the second one, because obviously he's a fan of it, and of course, I see him put his hands over his mouth because he doesn't want to see the grotesque stuff.
Oh, that's funny. It's called Exorcist Believer, and apparently they moved the release date to avoid competing with the Taylor Swift Eras Tour film that's coming out. So, they want to avoid some competition there. I think they should have just left it. As we saw, there was healthy competition with Barbie and Oppenheimer, and that spawned the Barbenheimer phenomenon. And of course, we have Saw and Paw Patrol. We have that's creating the Saw Patrol thing, and we could have easily had there's the Eras Tour movie. We could have easily had a mashup of epic proportions. It could be called like the Exorswift. That would have been amazing. It would get more people in the theaters.
Oh.
If you're not watching this on video, you're missing out on an amazing graphic that I just photoshopped this morning. It's Taylor Swift throwing up some split pea soup. Anyway, moving on. We're going into Rumorville again. We have a lot of great movie rumor news. First off, some Batman Part 2 movie rumors. Supposedly, Clayface, the villain, will be involved somehow in the Batman 2. As to how they're going to do that, everyone's in debate. Some people want the newer version of Clayface that can morph almost like Sandman into different weapons, and he can like change his appearance and whatnot. But the classic Clayface from the comic books was more of a human character, which would make sense for that universe. In the Batman, it's more grounded. I don't know. What do you think? Would you want to see Clayface in the Batman Part 2?
Definitely. I would love to see a new villain in Batman Part 2.
That'd be fun to see someone they haven't done before. Because obviously they did the Riddler. Obviously they're always retread over the Joker almost every time. So it'd be fun to see a new villain that they haven't touched up on yet. Just like in the Nolan films we saw. Obviously they did Joker and Bane again, but the Scarecrow, that was their new villain that no one had ever done before. So it'll be fun to see. Hopefully, if they do Clayface, if this is just more than a rumor, it'll be fun to see Clayface come to life, whatever iteration that would be. Also, reportedly, Dick Grayson will appear in the Batman Part 2. So we're gonna get a Robin for Robert Pattinson's Batman, supposedly. Like I said, these are rumors. We're still in Rumorville here. What do you think? Do you think Robin would fit into this universe?
Yeah. I mean, like, it would. But, but who's going to play Robin?
I have no idea. Like I said, this is all rumors. I don't think this has been confirmed yet. So we'll see. We'll see if this comes to fruition. I think if they do it right, we can have a Robin that makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see how this works out. Moving on to Marvel rumor news. Supposedly, Tony Stark will return as AI in the Armor Wars movie. So that'll be interesting, because Robert Downey Jr. has been asked about returning as Tony Stark, and he said, "No, it's too soon. I don't want to cheapen the death that happened in, Endgame." And he feels like he's pretty much done with that universe. But I feel like it wouldn't cheapen it if he returns as like a Jarvis type character. Or Friday or whatever AI they've had in the movies previously, it would make sense. He creates an AI with his voice and likeness that's able to live in that universe. It's not him; he's not alive again, but it has an essence of Tony Stark. What do you think about that?
Oh, it would be awesome.
I think that'd be cool. I think they could, maybe if they just he were to do a voiceover, like I said, it would still maintain the sadness and the gravitas, as you like to say,
very much
of Tony
very
Stark's
gravitas, very awesome, and very, very authentic.
Yeah, it would remain. Hopefully, it would remain or maintain the gravitas of Tony Stark's sacrifice, while still giving us a little more Downey Jr. I think they could pull it off. So hopefully that's true. All right. Moving on. Our next bit of movie rumor news. I don't know if this is rumor or if it's true. Apparently, they're making a Toy Story 5, which that is true. And reportedly, they're bringing back Andy and his new family. What do you think? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think it cheapens the whole series?
They should think what it's best.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to see a Toy Story 5, or do you think they should just leave it alone?
They should leave it alone.
That is a good idea.
Yeah,
because, in my opinion, if they're not going to get the actors like Tom Hanks or Tim Allen to reprise the role, then I have no idea.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, they have to get the legends, right? But I know, I feel like they should just leave the story where it was. I mean, I feel like even Toy Story 4 was just gratuitous. Like, I mean, some people are like, oh, it gave closure, for Woody, and he got to reunite with Bo Peep and ride off into the sunset or whatnot. But I mean, I don't know. That was a whatever storyline. I think Toy Story 3 ended it perfectly. It passed on, the toys to a new generation. We got to see Andy grow up. I feel like we grew up with Andy in the series and whatnot, and it's about coming to terms with adulthood and whatnot, and moving on and handing things down to the next generation and whatnot. I think that was a great message, and I don't think it needed to continue. But of course, the corporate mindset cannot leave things alone. That's why we have all these sequels and prequels and remakes and reboots and rehashes and whatnots. But they're gonna make it regardless. So hopefully it's better than Toy Story 4. I don't know. Did you like Toy Story 4?
I didn't see it.
No, you didn't see it.
Well, actually, I think I did. I'm not sure. I mean,
it's on Disney Plus if you want to check it out.
It's been
all right.
a while.
Yeah, it's like I said. I feel like it wasn't needed, but they keep churning them out. All right. Some more movie rumor news. Despite being spotted on set, Ben Affleck is said to be not reprising his role as Daredevil in Deadpool 3, which makes me sad. I like his Daredevil. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's bullshitting. I have no idea. This is movie rumor news. I don't know if any of this is true. So take it with a grain of salt. All right. And some more rumor news. This is exciting movie news rumor. It has been reported that Sam Raimi is the top choice to direct Avengers Secret Wars. Now, that is amazing. I love Sam Raimi. I don't know. This is divisive. Some people do not like his directing style. They think it's too goofy. I love it. I would, I think this is true, I think he's going to do amazing things with Secret Wars. What do you think?
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I am so hyped.
I see this as an absolute win.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait to see if this is true. The minute we find out 100%, we will report on it. But I'm satisfied with these rumors. All right. Let's moving on from Rumorville. Adam Driver. He defends SAG-AFTRA waivers while at Venice. So, like I mentioned with that one movie, Bride Hard, they're giving out waivers to movies that are able to make us, some kind of satisfactory deal. with the actors and the writers and whatnot, and that way they can get paid what they're worth, and they can get paid a satisfactory amount and get their residuals and whatnot, and they can go forward with making a movie despite the writer's strike and all that. So he said, why is it that smaller distribution companies like Neon and STX International can meet the the dream demands of what SAG is asking for? I can't speak today. But a big company like Netflix and Amazon can't. So he's saying that all these big companies, they're just trying to put themselves first. They're stiffing these actors and writers, but smaller independent companies, they're actually able to give give them the amount that they're worth. So I think he has a good point there. It's like, if these smaller companies can do it, these bigger companies can do it for sure, and they're just holding out because they're greedy fucks. What do you think?
Yeah, I wish this writer's strike would just stop, because this is somewhat in a purpose of stuff like this. But when it ends, it has got to end, because it's ridiculous, but I understand the problem.
Yeah.
But I just hope it goes well.
Yeah. I hope they're able to get back into talks soon and get this ball rolling. All right. Apparently, James Gunn has deactivated his Facebook page against backlash for controversial Batman comments. He says he does not like the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. What do you think about that?
I think it's ridiculous. I love the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
And then he also said that he did not like the Tim Burton Batman. What do you think about this? This is hot takes from.
I think it's ridiculous the way he's saying it, because Tim Burton's Batman will always be Michael Keaton, Christian Bale. It'll always be some other different Batman who's gonna play the role, but I just like Michael Keaton in general. He is the best Batman ever.
Yeah, I love both of those series. And people are saying that they're hating on Gunn and whatnot, and some people are even reporting that or they're trying to make it out to the that Die Hard, James Gunn fans are siding with them, even though they loved those movies previously. They're like agreeing, yeah, those movies suck. We love you, James Gunn. No, I'm a James Gunn fan, but I totally disagree with him, and that's okay. You can have your own opinion. He's entitled to his opinion, even though it's wrong. No, I'm just joking. It's fine. He can think what he thinks about those movies, but I still love the movies that James Gunn has put out for the most part. Not all of them, but he's done a great job with the MCU. I can't wait to see what he's going to do with the DC universe. I'm not a James Gunn absolutist. I don't just blindly agree with him. Yeah, so he can hate those movies if he wants. I mean, not necessarily be a hate. He can not enjoy those movies if he wants, and that's fine. That's completely fine. Would you agree?
Oh, I definitely agree.
Me too. All right. Moving on. Next bit of movie news. Bob Bakish. Apparently, he says Paramount Plus is going to raise their prices again to maintain their growth, which I think is a terrible idea. People are getting weary of all these price hikes and whatnot, and then they're willing to drop it if they feel like it gets too much. And I feel like that's on the horizon. Like, if they keep raising these prices for these streaming services and taking away a lot of features, being able to share passwords and adding tiers where you have more commercials and whatnot, I feel like people are going to get tired of it, and they're going to start dropping them, especially with how easy it is. This isn't like cable where you have a contract. You could just easily just unsubscribe from them and whatnot. So they need to watch what they're doing, because I feel like there's going to be a mass exodus one day if it gets too much from all these streaming services. It's a hassle to subscribe to all these. You have a bunch of money just going towards these streaming services, and then most of the time there's even any good shit to watch on those streaming services. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think it would be really, really ridiculous.
I think they need to prioritize their content instead of just trying to rate hike all the time. Make better shit. But of course it's hard right now with the strikes and whatnot, but that's no excuse. Even when there wasn't any strikes on, they were making garbage. That's just my opinion, man. All right. Moving on. Paul Walter Hauser. I don't know if you're familiar with this actor, but he's he's a great actor. He's been in a lot of great stuff in the past few years. He was in I, Tonya with Margot Robbie. Of course, if I don't know if you've seen Cobra Kai on Netflix. He plays one of the characters on Cobra Kai. Hilarious actor. Reportedly, he was offered the lead role in Quentin Tarantino's The Movie Critic pre-strike. So if this is true, this is great for him. I mean, that'd be great. Imagine getting the lead in a Tarantino movie as an actor. That's a huge thing. Tarantino is a big draw. Wonderful director, and I think this is really going to blow him up. I mean, he's been in some great stuff lately, but I think this is going to send him into the stratosphere. So if this is true, what do you think about that?
I think it's going to be awesome.
Are you looking forward to The Movie Critic?
Definitely.
I can't believe this is his last movie. I don't know, man. Do you think this is really his last movie, or do you think he's just saying that?
I have no idea, but if it is his last movie, then he'll go out in a blaze of glory. Legendary and artistic, as usual.
Definitely. I mean, the one thing you got to say about whether you love him or hate him, he has an artistic vision, unwilling to compromise, and he's one of the last great movie directors. He just does what he thinks is the best. He doesn't bow down to the studios. He just fuck you. I want to do this shit the way I want to. I don't know if you've seen that interview where I don't know, it's from years ago, but he's talking. I think
I have. I think I remember it. I mean, that's
he's talking to somebody
and
they're questioning his use of violence in movies. I forget the lady's name, but and they're like, well, why do you have to put so much violence in your movies? He's like, because it's fun, Jan. And I don't know. I think it's hilarious. He like I said, he knows what he wants, and he's unafraid to achieve that. And then that's very admirable. All right. Our next bit of movie news: Danny Masterson, the sex pest, sentenced to 30 years in prison after rape convictions. Good. Fuck you, Danny Masterson. Burn in hell. That's all I have to say about that. Moving on. Apparently, the Crow reboot lands at Lionsgate. Of course, it's going to have what's his face who plays it. Skarsgård. What is? I forget. There's so many Skarsgård. Huh?
Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. I think there's so many Skarsgårds. There's Peter Skarsgård. There's Alexander Skarsgård. There's another. There's a bunch of Skarsgårds out there. So, Bill Skarsgård. Great. I think he's gonna be perfect for that role. I can't wait to see it if it ever gets off the ground because of this damn strike. But yeah, so it's gonna be a Lionsgate production. And our last bit of movie news, sad bit of movie news. I'm sure everyone's heard by now. Steve Harwell, the singer from Smash Mouth, has passed away at the age of 56. He was battling addiction and whatnot. I believe he died of liver issues or something to that effect. It's sad. He was dealing with all that addiction and stuff. But yeah, and I know that's not necessarily movie news, but it kind of is because they used a lot of their songs in many, many movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, most notably All Star. Of course, everyone knows it as the Shrek song. But, I mean, it was first used for Mystery Men, of course. So you remember Mystery Men.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the music video for All Star, but it was literally a music video centered around the movie Mystery Men. It has all the characters from Mystery Men, and they're doing their thing in the music video. You should check it out if you haven't seen it.
But. Oh, and of course, there was an all-star mashup of The Simpsons where Principal Skinner and Principal Chalmers are meeting, and they talk about steamed hams.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that steamed hams meme, that was a hot thing for a minute. Yeah, someone edited the audio to where they're singing All Star. I think it's hilarious. Whoever hasn't seen that, you should check it out. It's funny as shit. But also Rat Race. I love Rat Race.
Oh, I love it. It's hilarious.
Smash Mouth was featured prominently at the end of Rat Race when they ended up crashing the Smash Mouth concert. And then they end up apparently they're like at a charity concert for to feed the hungry children and whatnot. And everyone decides to donate the money that they won at the end of the movie to the charity, and then they all end up singing in a rousing number of All Star, and it ends with them like crowd diving and whatnot, and it was great. Yeah. So it's sad. Rest in peace, Steve.
Rest in peace, good sir. We will miss you for your
Yes.
music and your wonderful singing talent.
Definitely. All Star is burned into my brain. How many times they've used it in many different many different trailers and movies and whatnot. So we'll always remember that song. And this brings an end to this week in movie news.